Hi, Ste. Lovely to see you on the range again yesterday and do some further work on your swing. Massive improvements really from the space of, a couple of months down the line. Some big improvements in your overall technique. Just take a quick look at from down the line. This move now is a massively improved move in your golf swing. We used to roll this club way behind us in this sort of position. Arms very much out here. And then a lift to the top where we lost all our connection. What we're seeing now is a much more on-plane golf swing. We get a little bit too long there, so as I suggested yesterday, do a little bit further work with the pegs under the arms just to control the pressure points at the top of your arms on your rib cage. Club face wise, we're a little bit shut. One of the things we pointed out to you from face on was that the grip tended to get a little bit too strong. Remember what we're trying to do, we're trying to hit a push draw. A more neutral grip will lend itself to presenting the club a little bit more open at impact, which is essential to start the ball up the right hand side of the hole. So a weaker grip is a little bit more conducive to playing a safe push draw. That way if we get it wrong, we tend to just hang it out right a little bit rather than get the pull to the left. So close club face position, not ideal, but that can be improved by just altering the grip a little bit and also continuing to work on improving that first move away from the golf ball. As the club rolls behind you even less, the left wrist will begin to be a little bit more cupped at waist level and allow you to achieve a little bit more of a neutral club face at the top. So if we had at this situation a little bit more cup in the left wrist here, we would also have a little bit more of a neutral club face, as your club face tends to mirror the back of your left hand. So a bold left wrist will tend to result in a little bit more of a shut club face. Having said that, good move overall. Like I said, massively improved. Continue to work on that takeaway, and then we've just got to look a little bit at still coming up and out of a few of your shots. So you can see there just a return to forward flexion as you start down, but then the hips start to move in and you just extend a little bit too early, so the spine straightens up a little bit too quick as you're coming through the hitting area, which gets you hitting out at it just a touch too much and the shaft raising through impact. When that happens, the club face tends to roll too much and that can produce the big shot to the left that you were experiencing. And we'll take a little look at you from this sort of skewed angle face on towards you. What we're going to see is that the hips tend to quit a little bit as you're coming in. So at about this point now, if I just put a little line on this belt hoop for you, the hips don't really do a great deal until after the ball's gone. So they're still moving, but they're not in motion quite as much as they were, and then they speed up again. So a little bit of an inconsistent hip movement as you're coming through. Early clearance, then the hips start to stop and work in towards the ball, and then start to clear and rotate again after the ball's gone. One of the reasons for that is, and this is going to help with your early extension, if we look at Charlie Wee from face on, what we're going to see is that from the top of his backswing, yellow lines indicating his belt buckle position, he's going to get that belt buckle working onto his left heel very quickly. So there's quite a lot of linear movement as he starts down, and that linear movement is continued into his downswing and through. So there's a lot of lateral movement in the hips. The hips are clearing, but there's a lot of lateral movement as well. What we see with yourself is a little bit less lateral movement. So we make a good backswing, stay nice and centered. One of the things we talked about was a little bit of a bump off to the right side. Could be being caused by the fact that your knees are pointed in. We should have the knees more out over the feet, like we see here with Charlie. So he's got his knees out more rather than knocked in. But hips moving forward during the downswing. What we see with yourself is the hips do move forward, but not quite as much. So we need your hips to move forward, further, for longer. So I'd like to see your belt buckle more over your left foot at that point. So you can see you don't quite get across to that red line. And the hips don't move quite as far forward for quite as long as we see here with Charlie Wee. Hips are moving further forward for longer. You can see also as the hips are moving forward, the left knee getting out in front of the left foot. And what we see with yourself is we see the left knee get onto the left foot but never really get beyond the left foot until after impact. So knees out, move the hips forward further for longer. The moving forward of the hips will offset the standing up move that we see here. Standing up's a good move. You want to use the ground to push up from and create extra power. It's just that we need enough lateral movement to accommodate that move. So the lateral movement of your hips, the movement forward, the linear movement will help offset the standing up move that we make through impact and allow us to stay down and through the shot for much longer. As we discussed also, the minute the hips stop moving forward, the left arm starts to work out and across the ball, which again with a closed club face at the top can result in your pull to the left. So good luck with it, and I look forward to speaking with you again in a few weeks' time. Well done.